don't know about you, but for me, with the change of season, especially with the cozy months of fall, they inspire me to bring about changes in my life. Part of them are a physical change or physical reset, like cleaning and organizing, and the other part is spiritual. For me, it is an auspicious time to do a cozy, godly reset, especially with Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot just around the corner. They bring about a spiritual longing, and my motto is New Year, New Opportunities, New You. And this is why today I'm so excited to share with you the 5 mindset shifts I implement as an Orthodox Sephardic Jewish woman to reignite my inner flame and get closer to God when I feel I lost my way and I'm not as connected with God as I would like to be. And I really pray and hope from the bottom of my heart, whether you are Jewish, Christian, Muslim, or any other faith, that these 5 simple habits will help you to better connect with yourself, the people around you, and ultimately God. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Sara Malka, and on my channel, I share all facets of my Orthodox Sephardic Jewish life as a full-time working mom with yummy kiddos. So please don't forget to leave this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Let me put on a pretty tichel, and let's jump into it. As you know, where your focus goes, energy flows. This is why the first mindset shift I implement to get closer to God is that as soon as I wake up, I focus on God so my energy flows directly towards Him and God becomes the main focal point of my day. I do this by reciting a small prayer, thanking God for giving me a new chance at life called Modani. While I recite my prayer, I really focus on thanking God for giving me my soul back and to have another day with my family, my friends, and most importantly, to serve God. By thanking God, as soon as I wake up, I orient my day to focus on God. On a side note, I make sure I do not look up anything on my phone when I wake up, because maybe it's just me, but sometimes I want to go and see, let's say, the weather, which should take about 15 seconds, but 15 minutes later, I realize I have been sucked into something that was totally unrelated. So to avoid all that, I just don't touch my phone. Without the phone being in my way, I continue to focus on God through my morning routine. I often hear people say we should only talk to God for big events. He does not need to be bothered for small events in our life. But our sages disagree. They say the more we recognize God and include Him in our life, the more we feel His presence and it fills our heart with joy, and we acquire the sense that God is with us, taking care of us every step of our day. Beside this small prayer, I also thank God while I'm preparing for my day. When I brush my teeth, I thank God for my teeth and my ability to eat, my taste buds to taste. I thank God for the clean water that comes through the spout directly to me compared to when I was living in Africa and the water had to be brought from the well using buckets. I thank Him for my eyes to be able to see the beautiful colors in the world that He created. I thank God for the children we have, especially that it took us such a long time to be able to be pregnant, and we are so grateful for every one of our rainbow babies. I thank God for my husband, our family, the people around us, and that includes you too, my sweet friend. The other mindset shift I adopt to connect with God and get closer to Him is to openly talk to God throughout my day. Of course, I talk to God during my daily prayer. For us Orthodox Jewish women, we usually pray once a day in the morning. During this prayer, I speak to God, especially in my prayer called the Amidah or the Shmoneh Esrei. For me, the Amidah is a time where I pour my heart to God. I share all my innermost thoughts, my struggles, and I ask God to take upon my burden. I ask Him to guide me on the right path in all spheres of my life. To make sure I completely connect with God, I really focus on the words and their meaning, so I pray slowly and with intention, or what we call in Hebrew, praying with kavanah. And if a structured prayer like the Amida is too daunting for you, maybe reading a bit of Tehillim or Psalm will echo your deepest feelings, and it could become your way to talk to God. And if it's still too much, or you do not know where and how to talk to God, simply talk to Him like you talk to a friend. Hot girl walks are all the rage. How about going on a woman of God walk? I do it every day. Sometimes I will better connect to God when I am in a different setting, so I will talk to God on my way to work, in the car, in a garden, or whenever I am inspired to do so. I sometimes pretend I am on a call and I talk to God holding my phone so people do not think I'm crazy. And if you're asking yourself, what do I talk about in these Woman of God walks? Well, I talk to Him like I talk to my best friend. I talk about everything that is happening at school for our children. I talk to Him about my patients I'm very concerned about, and I ask Him to watch over them. In a nutshell, I speak to God about everything and anything. Personally, by talking to God and giving my time to God, it really helps me nurture my relation with God, because as you know, when you really love someone, you're always looking more to give than to receive. And for me, talking to God is also a way to create automatisms, to connect with Him at all time and recognize His ongoing love and presence in my everyday life. So if you never tried yet praying a structured prayer or talking to God directly, I highly recommend it. It is life-changing. Beside consciously focusing on God in my day and talking to God like I talk to my Father in heaven who only wants my good, the other mindset shift I implement to grow closer to God is that I don't only say or think, oh yes, I really want to be closer to God. I put my words and thoughts in action, and to do so, I literally pencil in time with God. What I mean is that I set aside time with God during my week. I plan in my week specific times where I know I will focus on my relation with God more intently. For me, what fits in my schedule is on Tuesday morning. I call that time my Torah Tuesdays. That time is a special time I set aside, and it is a sacred time that I cannot move around. It is a non-negotiable, it is a date with God. During that time, I will review the weekly portion of the Torah we read called the Parasha Hashavua. Before I even start studying, I will recite a personal prayer to God, asking Him to help me find guidance in His Word. I study the portion of the Torah for the week, and I will write in my Tanakh or Bible what God has inspired me to see in that parasha with the help of the commentators. I keep my study with God very simple, because the worst thing I did at the beginning was to think I could read not only the parasha but 2 or 3 commentators and write a whole dissertation on what I have learned. I did it for a while, but soon enough I felt overwhelmed, and my time with God was just a source of stress that I tried to avoid. Therefore, I backtracked, and now I only do about 30 minutes at a time on Tuesday and about 10 to 15 minutes after my prayer every day. This way, I don't feel overwhelmed, and I'm looking forward to my study session every day and every week. If you feel 15 or 30 minutes is too much for you, then start with 5 minutes. You and God will appreciate that time, and you can build on that 5 minutes and turn it into 10, 15 minutes or more with time. And if studying directly from the Torah is too intimidating, how about starting by journaling what God has done for you during that day? Remember that however and whenever you put time aside to spend with God, it's always worth it. And personally, I realized that it's not only about the quantity of time you pour in your relation with God that counts the most, but the most important thing is the quality and the happiness you associate with your time with God. The fourth mindset shift I have adopted is to recognize that my environment matters as it influences my state of mind. Therefore, to reinforce my relation with God, I need to surround myself with items that inspire me in my relation with God. Every Elul, which is the month just before Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, I choose new books to help me grow closer to God. Thank God my husband, children, and I are avid readers, and we have a few books at home, thank God. I always choose 3 kinds of books every Elul. A book on the parasha or a section of the Torah we read each week to really live our holy book. As you know, whether you call it the Torah or the Bible, and I'm sure it is the same for all religions and their holy books, the Torah is a living and actionable book. It is not a book that was written by God thousands of years ago and it's obsolete. God forbid. This book contains all you need to know about life, psychology, how to behave, how to treat others, how to better yourself. And this is why it is so important for me to read books about insights on the parasha or the weekly portion of the Torah. This year, I will choose this book from Rabbi Wolbe, who is an incredible educator on how the Torah or Bible is the ultimate guide to use in our interaction, especially with our children, our relation with our spouse, and the people around us. The second kind of book I will choose this year is a self-improvement book because there's always room for self-improvement, and in my opinion, we have to work and refine our character traits throughout our life. I am unsure which one I will take. There is that one called Step by Step, which is a weekly program for an all-around self-improvement. What I like about this book is that it's already separated in weekly portions about how to improve all spheres of our life. Our relation with the others, how to control ourselves. There are also subjects about focusing our thoughts, how to promote kindness around us, as well as so many other subjects that makes this book so interesting. The second book is by a phenomenal man who is a medical doctor and a rabbi. It is called 10 Steps to Being Your Best, and inside there are many exercises, journaling prompts, and reflections that make this book very interactive. Because I'm unsure which one to choose, I need your help, please. Which one should I choose? The step-by-step weekly improvement guide or the 10 steps to being your best? Let me know in the comments below, and I cannot wait to hear your opinion. The last book will be to work on my marriage, because one thing I have learned after being married for more than a decade, thank God, is that marriage needs a lot of nurturing and care. This year, I will choose this book about the 10 really dumb mistakes that very smart couples make. It's not because I think we're smart, but I really like the format, and it will be a fun and easy read throughout the year. Another tool I use to improve my environment and help me grow closer to God are these prayer cards. They come 20 cards in a pack with inspirational quotes from the Torah. I choose one at random each day, and I place the card on my desk at work so I see it all day long, helping me memorize scriptures, which is a win-win. In a nutshell, because I sprinkle my environment with the books strategically left in the living room and on my night table, and the prayer cards I leave on my desk at work, they stimulate me to stay connected and grow closer to God all day long. The fifth mindset shift I adopted to help me grow closer to God in the upcoming year is to take care of the others by doing more mitzvot or commandments through good deeds in my community and beyond. This includes to rekindle my connection with the people around me because, as you know, God said, "The one who takes care of my children, who are made in my image and are holy to me, I will take care of his needs first." For me, it means we are all important and we need to be cared for, whatever our ethnic background or religion. I translate my mindset shift by making special efforts in my interaction to greet people with a smile and making sure to speak to them kindly, even in stressful or unpleasant situations. In a nutshell, I focus on the good of people and I make sure to say something positive or do something nice for them, like cooking for them a meal, driving them where they need to go. Take a moment to call them when I know they are alone or going through something difficult. And of course, I pray for them, especially when I prepare my challah or special Shabbat bread every week. Of course, I make more efforts to connect even more with my family, spending time with them, but I also make sure I call my family and friends I do not see frequently to let them know I love them and I'm there for them. To better connect with my community, I also give more charity or tzedakah in Hebrew to make sure I do my part and I contribute to the well-being of the people in need. For me, giving to my community and the people around me is not about giving materially. It's about giving with a lot of warmth to make sure the person feels special, important, and loved. I hope and pray at least one of the 5 mindset shifts I shared with you today will inspire you and ignite your inner flame to grow closer to God. And if there is one, I would love to know which one it was, so please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me, and know that my world would not be the same without you. Whether you celebrate Rosh Hashanah, then I wish you Shana Tova or Happy New Year, or you are of another faith, please know you are in my prayers and I wish all the best for you and your family. And if you're here until the end, please write in the comments, "New Year, New You," so I know I was not alone. And if nobody told you today, know that you are loved and you are enough just the way you are. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and don't forget to frum it up.
I hope you can hear every note that my heart sings, like a choir of bells, how they all ring. Oh, can't you tell, 'neath the timpani swell